My name is Charles Tucker. I work at Bowling Green State University School of Art, and I serve as the head of sculpture. My interest in art comes actually out of the sciences. My early part of my career was in the environmental sciences field, and one of the things that I was constantly fascinated by was all the sort of beautiful aesthetic things that were part of scientific investigation, but they had to kind of be discarded as part of that process and methodology. And I was aware that art also had similar sort of interest in aesthetics and beauty, and I became very fascinated in those and the kinds of questions you could ask as an artist about the world, and I began to shift my career out of the sciences and into the arts for that reason. I usually have a lot of art projects going on. By that I mean more than one artwork, more than one series of works going on simultaneously. The work is conceptually driven. It usually has an environmental or social kind of focus to it in terms of the questions that I'm asking. One of the more recent and actually one of the longer running series that I'm most active in right now is a series of pieces called the Ecology series. It's probably currently constitutes about 30 different works separately, but as a body they deal with ideas of ecology, the environment, and the human exchange between those two things in terms of how we treat the environment, the way we use materials, and the way we look at our world. And many times that work often asks that question through ideas of architecture and aesthetic constructions. I ran across the Sculpture Center when I first moved to Cleveland in, I think it was 1999 or 2000 when I first arrived. And in 2002, applying for an exhibition, and I think I did actually had an exhibition. It was a solo exhibition there in 2003. From that time forward, I was able to continue to be an active participant within their organization, and I've continued to sort of interact through Sculpture X, which is another component. Been fairly active both locally and at a distance. I think it's a great organization, and it's fantastic for sculpture in the region. Sculpture is a unique discipline. It's not like painting. It's big, it's large, it takes up a lot of space, but it's very difficult for sculptors to actually have a space to exhibit. There are a lot of galleries out there. There are a lot of nonprofits that help artists in all kinds of ways, but many of those spaces are actually quite small. They tend to reserve themselves for showing paintings and drawings and prints, photography, but sculpture kind of has a tougher time. So to have a center like that dedicated to sculptural works, both contemporary and traditional practices, is absolutely one of the most amazing things. And I've been a huge fan of that institution and what it's able to do for the region and what it's able to do for sculpture actually beyond the region. And as it's been able to expand its focus over the years, it's been a really, really significant resource for artists both in academia and outside of academia in terms